What is the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. One of the most insane games of football I've ever watched in my whole entire life. Probably not for quality reasons, purely on the entertainment basis, but Chelsea beat Man United 4-3 last night at Stamford Bridge. Unreal game of football. I'd well and truly come to terms with the fact that Chelsea were going to lose that game. That was until Cole Palmer scored 2 goals in around 80 seconds in the 99th minute of the game and the 100th minute of the game. I have absolutely no idea how we got the result there, but I'll take it. Chelsea beat United for the first time since 2017 in the Premier League. Again, a mad stat there, but that just shows how bad Chelsea have been against United and the top sides in recent years in the league. You already know, give the vid a like, give the channel a subscription. If you're into sports news from top leagues around the world, from NFL to cricket to football to boxing to running, this is the channel. Back-to-back sports with fortnightly podcasts as well. Check it out, you won't regret it. Now back onto the action at Stamford Bridge. We'll do a little bit of a recap of the game. Chelsea went 2-0 up early doors, to be honest. I was really surprised. Usually Chelsea United games in recent years have been quite low scoring or the standard ball draw. But Conor Gallagher opened the scoring for the Blues. One of the very few standout players for Chelsea so far this season. But a brilliant ball from Enzo to release Gusto. Gusto whips in a low cross. He takes a couple of deflections on the way. Falls to Gallagher. Nice side foot. Keeper should have really done better there. But that's 0-9 for you. 1-0 up. Happy days. 3 minutes in. We go again. Cucurella is brought down in the box. I see a couple of United fans saying that was a dubious penalty. Not for me. There's clear contact. Penalty all day long. And it was Man United's own doing. They were really poor defensively in that first 20 to 30 minutes in particular. You know, United couldn't keep the ball. And they looked really timid with their backs to goal when Chelsea were running at them. Up steps Cole Palmer. You know, I speak for all Chelsea fans here. And he just has this sense of calmness and composure that he's never ever going to miss a penalty. And another Chelsea player that had that sort of aura about them was, of course, Eden Hazard. When he stepped up to take a penalty, you knew he was just going to calmly roll it into the bottom corner and make the keeper look silly. Outstanding season from Cole Palmer. It's looking like a real steal. Without signing him on deadline day, where would Chelsea be this season? In the bin, that's for sure. Now Chelsea were 2-0 up, happy days, cruising, and it wouldn't be a Chelsea 2023 to 2024 Premier League season if we didn't try and chuck it away at some point. Caicedo with an absolute howler of a pass, plays in Garnacho. Garnacho is a talented, quick, skillful player, and he slots it away into the bottom corner. Badiashile was never going to get back there. Just like Red Hot Chili Peppers said, giving it away now, and that's exactly what Chelsea are doing time after time. We're not learning from our mistakes. We're not killing the game off. We're not clinical enough. If you look at our offensive stats, we're scoring multiple goals a game on average. When it comes to defensively, we're conceding just as many. United then equalised not long after. Typical Cucurella was all out of position, playing right back when he was meant to be playing left back. Great ball over the top from Dalot to Bruno Fernandes back sticks. Just a good header. Capitalised on Chelsea's poor positioning at the back. And United were back in it. They had the momentum. The crowd was singing all game long. You know, United always bring decent travelling support. And Chelsea at times, especially this season when confidence hasn't been high, Chelsea can go a little bit quiet. And the crowd could definitely sense what was coming their way. Midway through the second half, the inevitable happened. A peach of a ball, to be fair, from Anthony. Played Garnacho in. A little dinked header into the ground. 3-2 United. Garnacho sat down on the advertising board in the crowd celebrating, and I can't even knock him. He's a bit of a baller in my eyes. When you come back from 2-0 down to 3-2, you have every right to be celebrating, to be fair. Chelsea's defensive frailties being purely exposed. I mean, the midfield is wide open as well. Caicedo at times this year has been really vulnerable. Enzo and Gallagher are probably doing too much work at times. Badiashile and Disasi always look like they've got an error in them. You know, it's times like this when we really miss Thiago Silva's composure and calmness on the ball. Wesley Fofana's not had a kick all season. We're just really lacking that maturity and that composure at the back. It's inexperience, and I suppose that's what you're going to get with the side that Chelsea have right now, where we've got one of the youngest sides in Europe. We've chucked together a whole first team in the space of a season and a half. I know it's a process, we've got to trust the process, but boy, if this doesn't pay off, we're in the mud. We're really, really in trouble. Because I tell you what, this fan base isn't going to sit around and accept 10th position for much longer. Because it's a Chelsea. At the end of the day, Chelsea win trophies. Todd Bowley spent £200 million just on that midfield pairing alone. And we can't be alongside teams like Wolves and Brighton in the league. It's just not acceptable. As I mentioned earlier, as injury time approached, I accepted defeat. Chelsea were going to lose 3-2. Pochettino could potentially be sacked. I was preparing myself for all types of banter in the group chat. But Noni Madueke steps up again, the super sub. On many occasions this year, he's come off the bench and impressed. He's driven at defences, made them go backwards, looked to cut inside and create opportunities. That's exactly what he did do. Got the wrong side of Dalot and he brought him down. Without a shadow of a doubt, he brought him down. It's harsh on United, looking at it like that. You were so close to winning the game. Whether it was intentional or not, he fell and he tripped Noni up. That's simple as that. If that was a Chelsea player on a United player, I'd feel harshly done by as well. But it's the rules of the game. You can't trip someone up in the box. And I think on these VAR replays, it looks softer than it is. But in real time, the contact was there. And if you feel the contact, of course you're going to go down. Everyone does it in the Premier League. If they feel contact in the box, they go down. And that contact was worthy enough to be a penalty. I don't know what Mark Goldbridge was crying about. He clearly lost his head on that stream last night. But if it was the other way around, United fans would be claiming a penalty as well. Matter of fact. Cole Palmer steps up for his second penalty of the game. And again, I had the same feeling. He's just going to slot it away. And of course he does. Bottom corner. Happy days. Cole Palmer does it again. Unbelievable. But most importantly, unbelievable mentality. 3-3, scenes, couldn't believe it. I'd well and truly take a point at this point. But the game kicked off and Man United were chasing a winner. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I couldn't believe it. Before you know it, Chelsea were 4-on-3 counter-attack. Jackson was in. I thought he was going to play it to Cole Palmer. Makes the wrong decision. Raheem Sterling dilly-dallied on the ball. Then Carney had that shot from the edge of the box, deflected. It was so close to being in. Nail-biting stuff. Purely edge-of-the-seat football. A quick short corner. Man United had completely switched off. Cole Palmer smashes it. Little deflection from McTominay into the back of the net. 4-3. Oh my days. Chelsea had done it. Chelsea had completed one of the most miracle comebacks in Premier League history after being 2-0 up in the first 30 minutes. You cannot write this stuff. Football is just magical. One step beyond playing in Stamford Bridge, the crowd were going mental. Poch was actually showing emotion, which is always what the Chelsea fans want from a manager. Cole Palmer hat-trick. He sits on 16 goals now, 2 behind Haaland. He's in the Golden Boot race. Gareth Southgate, are you watching? Jeez, man. Let's talk a little bit about Mason Mount as well. He got some boos as he came on around the 80th minute or so. Were the boos justified? I mean, you're never really going to truly know what went down with his contract negotiations. Is he Judas? Did he leave the club off his own back? Or was he pushed out? What was interesting though was Enzo's reaction during the game. There was a couple of spats between Enzo and Mount, particularly where Enzo tapped his chest and reminded him where he is and who he's playing against. It's interesting to me because Mount played with Enzo for 6 months before leaving the club, and from the players' reactions after the game, no one really went up to Mount. I think Alfie Gilchrist is the only one that's took a picture with Mount in sort of the post-game photos on Insta. So was there a little bit of friction between Mount and the current Chelsea players? You remember Reece James put up an Instagram post last year about who's going to carry the bricks when life's up against you, almost. Sort of alluding to the fact that Mason Mount wanted out and didn't want to pursue this rebuild from Chelsea. He's telling, I mean, in my personal opinion, I thought the boos were a little bit harsh to begin with, but as I sat on it, this is football. You have to deal with the rough and the smooth. You were the promised child at Chelsea. You had everything at Chelsea. You decide to pursue a new career at Man United. I mean, going head-to-head with Enzo probably isn't the best thing to do just as you've come onto the pitch. I think Mason Mount will always have a special place in my heart. I think his move is definitely soured with a lot of Chelsea fans, me included to a point. But the reaction of Enzo, the reaction of Reece James into the post last year, and former Chelsea players kind of hints that Mount wasn't pushed out. Maybe hints that it was his idea to move, and maybe hints that he wasn't as Chelsea through and through as we all first thought. To close it out, this season has been a massive disappointment on the whole. We did get to the Carabao Cup final. We have got an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley still to play. We are currently sitting 10th, which is where no Chelsea fans want to be. But we have had some mad entertaining games this year. That 4-4 against City was crazy. The 4-1 result against Tottenham and this 4-3 result against United. They could all be the top 3 best games in the league this year. You know, we want to win games convincingly. We want to be where City are now in treble contention. But let's trust the process. Let's really see if we can build on this result. This result is going to generate a massive amount of momentum. I think we said it before this season about results that have gone our way last minute and about whether this is going to give the players a kick up the backside that they need. I really hope and I really feel that this result really shift the mood at Chelsea this year. We'll have a strong end to the season. I mean, we're only 2 points off West Ham, which is not a lot at all. We've got a couple of games in hand as well. Let's really build on this. Let's really build on this. Make a push for European football. You know, string those 4-3-5 games together that we've not been able to do this year when we've come close to these European spots. It's in our sights now. It's in our hands. Let's just get the job done. But yeah, Chelsea fans, let us know your thoughts on that crazy game. Is Mason Mount and Judas, and can Cole Palmer chase down Erling Haaland for that golden boot? But yeah, cheers for listening and watching, everyone. Up the Chelsea, and peace out.